All right, so you've got a clean setup position ahead of us, right?
Yeah,
So when I play d4, you're seeing it.
yeah.
All right, so you're
So
recording this, which is great. I have some, I don't know if you had something planned, but I definitely have one thing that I want to show the viewers, and I want to show you as a London player.
I will take your
Strictly,
like I said, you're stronger, I think, with a Caro-Kann. And so yeah, I would love advice on Caro-Kann. Yeah, let's just go over.
okay. Well, let's go over this one line of the London first because our good friend Backward Pawn was saying that he found a way to refute the London. So what he was playing is knight f6, and after bishop f4, he looks to go c5 right away without going d5. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
are you familiar with this line?
Is this not the forced draw line? Or they can go to the
Oh,
forced draw?
it can very easily, but I'm gonna
Oh,
show you how we're gonna get out of it.
I think I just watched this. Who was it that was talking about this? Man, I was watching another YouTuber, a bigger, like a really big YouTuber. Go ahead.
So the idea is if you play e3 here, which is normal for the London, then they play queen b6, and then your best move is to go to or knight c3. After queen takes knight b5,
Right,
they go knight a6, and now it's just the forced draw.
right.
You know, it's very common to see this,
Mm-hmm.
but what I recommend we start playing is rather
Knight
than
d5.
e3, play d5.
Okay.
Yeah, so
D5. Yeah,
so in
yeah.
the chess.com database, we've got 326 games in this position, evaluation plus point 0.3, and it's the best scoring for black, but it's not a forced draw.
The best scoring for black in terms of refuting the
So like in this position, e3 technically gets more wins for black. Um, like what scores the best for white out of what I'm seeing in the chess.com database is c3,
Mhm.
but I don't think that that's very.
So is this, does it end here with the,
Well.
if they play, well, okay, if they play D5, uh,
Mhm.
but I don't know if you've seen this. I think it was actually I think it was that Hannah Sace person that we were talking about. Um, let's see, how can I don't,
I just gave you full control.
okay, cool. Here, and then I think if they play E3, which, we're playing London, so now we know we wouldn't do that, but I think there is this, was it knight D5 right away? There was some crazy line where first you play knight D5, and
Mhm.
then, let's see, what was it? Knight D5, so they go back, then, what did you take first? You take first, I think it's, let's see here, what does the computer say? Queen B6. Because basically with the knight on d5, what ends up happening is it's what is it here? I'm trying to remember.
Covering c7 already.
Covering c7, and what would white play here? What are they supposed to play? Computer says
Yeah, engine's giving c4.
c4. Let me see really quick here. You can analyze. Keep going. I'm gonna see if I can find this. It was a video that
Sure.
she posted, and it was kind of an interesting. It's that same line, I think, so that's why it's kind of funny. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the opening explorer after d5, we're seeing most commonly from black d6 or queen b6. So let's start with d6, which this is kind of like a Benoni now. And
Mhm.
then it wants e6, but I wouldn't. No, 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 sorry.
On the
I have a
weekend.
hard time reading it. The Explorer in the classroom looks different than the Explorer anywhere else. it like shows you the move that you just played at the top instead of the most common game, which is funny. So knight c3 is most common here, which makes sense, obviously. And then the games in the database are really whittling down, but right now in this position, we already have a 57% win rate of the games that are already here.
So
let's say that. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, let's say that they don't play d6 and they play their idea of queen b6.
Mm-hmm.
Then in this position now, knight c3 is by and large the most played move. Queen takes b2 now. Bishop d2.
Bishop d2.
Defending this
pawn, yeah.
and kind of threatening to start harassing the queen a little bit. Queen b6, and this is transposing back into some other lines where here, after queen b6, we're already in a position where white wins 49% of games, just because this construction of d5 and knight c3 defending it is so much more favorable because black can't get their knight to d5.
Right. Okay, so there's
And now for us, we just grab e4, and I mean, like, the position kind of plays itself at this point.
Yeah, this looks pretty good because you could, I don't know, eventually you have rook b1.
If they do nothing, you can just play like e5 on the next move and just steamroll them.
Yeah, this looks pretty comfortable. Very comfortable. Okay, so this was if you played d5. So if they go for an immediate c5, d5, queen b6, knight c3, right? We let them take, bishop d2, queen back to b6. And then, okay, so what is the computer doing? Yeah, it doesn't just suggest the best move here.
It's giving either e4 or f4 as like the same eval. At least that's what I'm seeing on my end.
f4, yeah, that's some real computer.
f4 is BM. I would never do that.
I would never do that. I would just be playing e4 myself. It doesn't make any sense too, because like e4, you're opening up to the light squared bishop. Yeah, this looks pretty comfortable. So I found that other line. I mean, we would avoid this, right? If we're playing the London, avoid this. I do see this line every now and then, but it's not the most common. If white here plays, I'm going to play for black side, e3, then it goes first, knight d5, and we pull up her video. Just kind of an interesting line. I might even play it against the London if I ever want to, because I've been playing just the Caro-Kann against everything. Not sure if that's good or not, but if I decided to play this, so you go knight d5 first, and then let's see, bishop back to g3. Oops, g3.
Yeah.
And then the move is queen b6, yeah. And if they play, what's the move for white? Sorry, God, get to the point. Okay. I guess one of the moves they can play, and they often play, could be knight a3. And this, if they play it right, apparently black or white is okay, but you have to take on b4. And the big difference here, I guess, is that you had that tempo on the bishop, so now you have a knight on d5. And after queen takes... Oh, no, hold on. So she didn't take, she played queen b4 check, but is that just a bad move? Because the difference is like, if here, then you have, does this fork work? Yeah, so if they were to take that knight, they're in some trouble. They need to play, if they find the move queen d2, which honestly probably will. What's the move here? Knight e4. But it's still even. Kind of just a tricky line though, because if they're not careful, you could get them in some trouble. But here it says queen takes on b4. Black's actually slightly winning. That's what it said. Anyways. Yeah, best to avoid that altogether in London, I would say. You're right.
Yeah.
Play d5.
I think it's cool though, because it's like, just looking at d5, when I kind of saw that in the opening database, I was like, I bet you they wouldn't even know what to play. Like that's why Queen B6 is such a common move after D5, even though the
Hmm.
engine lines here are A6, B5, D6.
Right.
D6 being the second most popular move, but it's like Queen B6 is basically a useless move.
And it's very automatic too. Like you said, they're probably going to play that because that's what they do. Like that's what the normal line goes. They play Queen B6. Okay. Well, what else do we
Chess
have?
player, chess player. I told you that I was going live in the Discord and in my YouTube video today. Shout out the YouTube channel. Um, what else do we got in the London? Okay, so you said that you may have a hard time playing against the London. Do you want to review a line against the London that I like to play?
Yeah, let's do that. Because I've been doing, to be honest, I've been following like the chess broad, just Caro-Kann against everything, because at least you're always playing the Caro-Kann. It's kind of familiar, but I don't think it's necessarily like always the best choice. Um, I just do not like getting into theory that my opponent knows better than I do. And I've recently
Yeah.
changed openings, so yeah, let's review that.
So what I like to do is I've been playing the Slav,
Hmm.
the semi-Slav, as well as like this kind of an idea that I'm about to present against the London. So with that, when they play D4, I want to play D5. So that
Hmm.
way, if they go C4, I can go C6. But if they go into the London, then I can go into Knight F6, and
Hmm.
then we can kind of go through this. So
Yeah, this is what
going
I
from
used to play
here,
here.
let's say E3 is the most common, then C4, C3, Knight C6, Knight D2, and this is similar to like what I play in the London against people that bring their queen's bishop out early.
Hmm.
So now we play Queen B6, and this is the whole idea. They've brought their dark square, their queenside bishop out early, and now this pawn is weak.
Hmm.
So if they go here, we've already equalized. The top engine line is C4, which is what you should always do in these positions. I actually had this exact type of position in my game today, where if they take and take, you're positionally winning pretty much, and your idea is to march the B pawn down
Right.
the board.
Yeah, I remember
You
that
get your
B5,
light
B4.
square bishop here, and it's such a comfortable position, Wesley.
Hmm.
It's so much fun to play. So this is
Yeah.
what I like to play, and then now you might ask, like, what are they supposed to do? If they really just want to take the sting out of everything that you're doing and then make you play like a more positional game, what I play with the London against this line is either Queen B3 and then after C4 go back to
C2.
C2,
Yeah, because isn't it
or
like,
I'll just
go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I've been playing this in the London sometimes, and let's see, after Queen B3, C4, Queen back to C2, and then sometimes I kept facing G6 with the idea
Yep.
of Bishop F5, and here you need them. I think you need that pawn to be played on C4 to then you're going to play E5, E4. So it's like if they were to go for this, then I believe is it going to tell? Yeah, so E4, and if they take, you actually
Yep.
grab here, and all those pawns are weak. You're hitting the queen. Um, but that's only, I don't know if this works. If you go back here, I don't
Yeah.
know if this works if they don't play G6. Like, if they don't, well, it's the top line actually for, does it not
It's
say
the most played, but the engine's throwing Knight H5.
Knight H5? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a bummer
But
for our bishop.
for for black here, I really like playing G6. But also, yeah, G6 scores really well for white, so it may make sense to try to, while we're here, explore something else. But a lot of times, what you'll face is queen takes queen, and then this position is just like so much fun to play. But
It's
let's
white.
explore this a little bit. After it's great to play as black.
Hmm.
Like if you're playing white, you should never take their queen. in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
don't. That's what you usually
Yeah.
hear, right?
And if we're talking about what to play with white, a lot of times what I'll play after queen b6 is just queen c1 right away, covering the pawn,
Hmm.
and it's like it's just factually worse,
Does this
but
not?
it
Go ahead.
it's just throwing them out of what they're used to playing. Like depending on what black is playing, they might kind of run out of ideas here and go c4 anyway, and
Right.
then we're playing for that e4 push later.
Because the computer says C takes and then what E takes. But the only thing that I wouldn't like with that is just with Queen C1
Hmm.
is that, I mean, honestly, as black, I'm playing probably Bishop F5 because now, like, you can't even contest that diagonal with your own bishop, not right away. I
Hmm.
usually trade off the bishops whenever, they have the queenside bishop or whatever that comes to this diagonal. Like if I'm playing as black, I get that bishop out, I trade those bishops off like almost always because I hate this thing. I hate giving my opponent like a really strong bishop. That's the only thing that I wouldn't like with this. So like what if they did
See,
that?
that's funny though, because in this position, if I'm playing black, I don't mind their bishop. I completely ignore it, and it's funny because this is very helpful because we both play the London and we're both looking for things to beat the London, so we're jumping back and forth between like what to play with the London versus what to play to beat it. It's
Yeah.
it's like
It's
really
good to
fun
know
and
though.
it's
Like
it's
it's
it's very informative. So basically, I'm seeing that queen c1 is already bad because if takes like you said here, I'm not worried about this bishop because my rook's coming to the semi-open c file and this pawn is hanging because of the pin. So that's a tactic that I've fallen for plenty of times. As a matter of fact, last time I was streaming and I played against my coach, I played right into this tactic for him with my queen on c1.
wait, explain
So
that
it's
again. So
like
bishop, go ahead. Queen
So let's just
C1.
set up a sample line. You could try some CXT4 lines where you get a Carlsbad structure. Yeah, absolutely. So we're in a Carlsbad right now, which is a good point from my chat. So let's say knight F3, rook C3. Um, I already kind of refuted the idea by myself. So like, let's say that they were doing something. I can't even make up a bad move for white, so never mind. I think what happened was maybe I did something like this
Hmm.
in the game, and then immediately
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
dropping a. Okay, hold up.
I
The engine's hating that. Why? Bishop
uh
e3.
bishop
Okay.
e3.
All
Oh,
right. So,
yeah.
and fair enough.
That's
You
good to
get
know
the
because they
idea,
might go for
though.
that. If you were ever in this position, you know that they're gonna
Yeah.
sack that knight, just thinking, "Aha, I got the pin pawn."
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I avoid this at all costs. When I see that rook come over to the c file, I get out of dodge.
Yeah. So, definitely some good ideas in this position. What my chat is throwing in right now, my friend chess player is just. Are you familiar like with the names of pawn structures and stuff? Like, do you know the name of this pawn structure?
No, I haven't actually studied a whole lot of pawn structures. It's the
Okay,
Carlsbad,
so I
that you
don't.
said?
Yeah, yeah, it's called the Carlsbad. And it's not perfectly so. At some point, we're gonna go e6, and then that's what characterizes the Carlsbad is
Oh
really
yeah,
these three pawns against these three pawns,
like every
and
freaking
then you
London
have a
position.
couple. It's very common in the London, and it's actually very common in like the exchange Caro-Kann
Right.
and things like that. So you'll see it a lot now that we mention it. And your thematic idea is to play as black in the Carlsbad pawn structure is to go for a minority attack, where
Hmm.
you're basically going for b4 and undermining this pawn.
Hmm.
Or depending, like if you're in I don't want to change up the whole board to go and do an exchange Caro-Kann. We can talk about this later. But
Hmm.
there are some positions where your kingside knight might be on e7 instead of f3, and then you can build for f6 and e5.
Hmm.
And like this center buildup is another thematic way to play in the Carlsbad.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Kind of like a King's Indian, where they're always trying to build up to play e6, e5. Sorry.
A little bit different than a King's Indian, just because the pawn structure is so different. But like
So
the idea, yeah,
knight here, and yeah. So here, I would
yeah.
think the move. Um. So if we know that we have bishop e3 here, I would think just what, bishop e2, castle. What is it? What does the computer want?
Yeah,
Yeah, bishop
the
e2.
computer wants bishop e2 for white, and then for black it wants h6. But I want to look at the explorer real quick. Yeah, we're already kind of in foreign territory here because queen c1 is a bit of a rare move. I think let's rewind a little bit to not playing that. So we determined that after this, G6 is scoring very poorly for black. So let's find what we should play for black in this position.
G6. Yeah, I mean, if they find e4, which is not, as white, it's not, you have to know that. Also, one thing just to point
I'm
out really
never
quick,
gonna forget it now. I can tell you that much.
me
I'm
neither, because
never gonna forget it now.
I faced this a couple times and I got destroyed. One time I decided to, usually I always play b3, and one game I played queen c2 and wasn't super familiar with the bishop f5 idea. So when I saw g6, I don't even know why, because I was doing 15-minute increment, I think, 15-minute, 10-second increment. I just missed this, that they had bishop f5, and it definitely hurt. So I realized that it's better to play probably queen b3, let them play c4, because you need that. Oops, you need that to go back and then to play e4.
Yeah, that's an extremely important point that you just made. I just kind of want to make sure that that's clear for your video and for my audience on stream is the difference between this and this is immense. And I just mentioned this in my video today because when you're thrusting this C pawn forward and it's tucked into this triangle, it ends up being a lot weaker than you would think
Yeah,
because of the e4 pawn break. Like whenever somebody is pushing to c4 or c5, alarm bells should be going off in your head
yeah,
for the e4 pawn break.
yeah. Especially with this knight on d2, because even if
Hmm.
they do, let's see here, g6, and then they're gonna, like, this is just super, I don't know, this is just super nice as white. This pawn you can maybe start targeting. It's gonna be, well, I guess they could go bishop f5 anyways, but you might be grabbing that pawn later. You get a tempo on the queen. Pretty nice. I remember
Um,
watching, I think Amon Hambleton did a London series, and I remember them talking about the, like you said, the c4 push or
mhm.
c5 push, um, and how important it is. Because
Yeah,
if you're
here, let
playing,
me pull up your YouTube channel real quick because people in my chat are asking. So I'm
yeah,
chatting with Wesley Needs to Play, which is he's another YouTuber friend.
howdy y'all.
Def, definitely check him out. Um,
Here, I'll do the same since
okay,
I'm on.
so let's, I think it's bishop g4 to bait out f3. Bishop g4 to bait out f3.
Bishop
Knight h5.
g4.
I think he's saying in this position, the
Yeah,
best
don't
move.
play f3. f3 is just so, I mean, I played it not long ago. It just is hardly ever a good move. It's rare that f3 is a good move.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know
you're
about with
right,
this pawn
JB.
structure, but
Yeah, I think he was saying for black, if you're looking for what to play to be competitive in this position, bishop g4, and
well, I
he's
mean,
right to bait out f3. It's
it's
the
not a terrible move, I think, either, because you're either going, that bishop has to get out, right? Either you're playing, I don't know, e6 to get your dark square bishop out, or this bishop's got to go somewhere. That's not that bad, but I'd probably just trade the bishops off, get a knight to e2. Well, I'm
so
not sure.
the line that JB is given in my chat is bishop g4,
What up,
bishop
nerds?
e2, bishop
How's it going, chess player?
h5, bishop takes h5, knight takes h5,
Oh, and then
and
we lose
not
the bishop.
only, yeah, not only does black accomplish getting their dark square or their light square bishop, their weak bishop traded, but they're also getting black's dark square bishop. So
So
the
wait, what was that
best
line
move
again? It
according,
was bishop g4.
sure, bishop g4, bishop e2, bishop h5, bishop takes h5, knight takes h5, and then the engine is throwing, it looks like bishop g3 here.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you should play bishop g3, but I don't know if I would want to take in that case. If we go back, I don't want to give up. I hate giving up my bishop into London like that, which is why I often play an early h3. Like, if you watch Amon, who's apparently pretty decent at the London, he'll often play a super early h3. And I do that
Yeah.
too sometimes because it's just like, this bishop can become a monster. I hate giving it away for that knight. So if they went back here,
Yeah.
can't you just go knight f3?
Oh, you're giving up castling. Or sorry, knight f3. Um, you can. It looks like the eval is similar.
The only thing is you
The
gotta.
engine,
Mhm.
the engine was giving bishop takes h5 as the top move, but
Engines are dumb sometimes, if you ask
yep,
me.
of course, yeah. So now here, black would just play e6, castles, bishop g6.
So, oh, that hurts. Yeah, I don't like that.
Now you land on c1, and you're not worried about these C file problems because black's already committed to c4, which makes sense.
Right, and this is even. Yeah,
JB said it's not a bad bishop anymore. Amen.
what the white bishop,
The black's
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 white
light
bishop.
square bishop.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's why I already don't like that. I think I actually agree now with taking.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I mean,
Bishop g3.
there is something to be said for opening the H file, especially with the queen on that diagonal. Because if takes, they have to be a little bit careful if you get a knight over to the king
Yeah.
side if he castles short. I would be.
The the top three engine moves are not to take that bishop. I definitely would not. I would not be taking that bishop. Engine's throwing e6, g6, or queen d8. So in this position, I would probably play e6. We
Oh,
already are
doesn't
out of the
want. Okay.
database.
Okay.
No,
Well,
definitely not.
but why? So
Yeah.
if they do take, what are we going for here? Takes, knight f3 at some point. They're gonna.
E6 or G6 are still the top move. So let's just say
Okay,
that
so
because black has no prospects for the dark square bishop there, that we just play G6. That's a pretty normal move here. You can always take the bishop, so it's best.
mm,
Yeah. Chess player in my chat is saying that, like, you can always take the dark square bishop, so there's no reason to do it right away. It might be good to go ahead and get your pieces consolidated first.
mm-hmm.
Now Engine's throwing F4. So that way you could get your knight behind the pawn, probably.
Yeah. Well, that makes
And
some sense to me actually. But I just want to be careful about that weak e
uh
pawn.
yeah, but there's nothing that can target it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna break with e4 soon with white. But we're supposed to be finding stuff to play for black.
This is already not bad for
No,
black, I would say.
it's yeah, f4 is definitely a baller move. This is definitely, I mean, it's plus point 0.4. You can't ask for that much better, and the chances that they get this far into the top engine moves, I feel like,
Right.
I mean, I definitely see what you said where we go here. I see this happening a lot
Yeah, you just
if
want
you're
to.
playing black. And then after e6, castles, bishop g6. This is very comfortable for black, definitely. Queen c1.
Yeah.
It wants bishop e7.
Should be
Yeah, it's
7.
very passive for white. I mean, we're playing with all this extra space, we can bring our queen back to d8 and start running the b pawn away after throwing the rook on c8. Play for black here just seems like
I do not like
a
this as
lot
white.
more natural.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do not like
exactly.
this as white. I do not like giving them that huge diagonal with all the pawns here. Because at some point, if we're not careful, they could stick a bishop or a knight right there on d3 or somewhere else. And then it's pretty much GG. Like, if you can't defend these squares well enough, then...
Hmm.
And our bishop, yeah, it's just more passive.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is cool. So I've
Uh,
been looking at this whole thing from black's perspective.
I'm looking at
So,
white right now.
well, I was trying to say that, like, if you're looking for something to play against the London as black, I think that you're going to end up having a lot of really nice games in this position.
Yeah. Okay, so here, we go c4. If they take, we're happy. If they go back, then what did we say? We're going to play bishop g4 right away?
Right.
Bishop e2.
Yep. And then we rock our bishop back.
Interesting. Yeah, this is a tricky move right here. I feel like not a lot of people would play it. A lot of people would just grab that bishop and then all of a sudden like, oh wait, shit, I'm losing my dark square bishop. But we don't need to take that right away.
Bishop e2 is a very unnatural move as well. That's a point that my chat's making is a lot of times he's saying he runs into somebody like people that play f3, even though like, you know it's a bad move.
Right. You have to know how to
Technically it is,
exploit it.
yeah. So now after bishop h5 and knight h3, now in this position technically it's a little bit minus over plus.
I'm wondering how we exploit f3 because, well, yeah, bishop g6
I
looks,
think it's just a long-term weakness. I don't think it's immediately exploitable.
because at the moment it
Because
looks
play
okay.
Yeah, bishop g6 is a
And in
great
fact,
square again. Engine's giving e4
yeah,
to try to
I,
help counteract
I was
that.
gonna say if I'm playing black right now and they play e4, I'm not happy. I'm hoping they don't play e4. That looks really good.
But I think a very natural move for white here might be bishop e2, in which case we get bishop g6 first.
That makes sense.
And then, you know, they may be forced into playing e4 if they find it.
Still works.
Yeah,
e4, yeah,
e4 is the top engine move here. But I think a lot of people might just play queen c1, which is the second engine move.
right.
Oh
And black
wow,
is doing pretty good here.
engine here is breaking with e5 already. Me, I would probably play bishop e7 and castle, but engine's just like boom, fuck that guy.
Seriously. Okay. What happened? Bishop takes is what I would see here. No, well, no. Uh,
Well,
bishop
we can
takes,
play it
pawn
out.
takes.
Bishop takes,
Yeah.
knight takes, pawn
If
takes,
knight
knight d7,
d7.
of course.
And if they play f4, that looks good to me. I'd be happier to see that as, yeah, they're dropping a pawn, tons of weaknesses. Mm. So really, they can't play f4. I think that's unplayable. You're stopping white from castling. You just got a free pawn. Well, more like you got your pawn back. But
Right.
is that the best? It is the best move. No, yeah, it is. I'm confused by
Yeah.
this analysis. Yeah, it's analysis board.
Well, f4 works because after queen takes e3 and knight f3, like this pawn is defended, and you're kind of yeah,
Yeah,
it's minus over plus here. The material is equal. We have a little bit more space on the queen side. They have a little bit more space on the king side. Um, we both have. I would say that black's pawn structure is actually worse in this position, but black has.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if you trade the queens here
Takes.
for black, yeah, trading the queens here leads to an equal position
I don't.
according to the engine.
I don't think I would. I don't know about you, but if it's black, I would probably just go back, keep the queens on the board, and keep the king from castling short.
That's definitely what I would do,
Like, I don't know, either
especially because
queen
of what I
back.
just said.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, queen b6 is the top move, but
yeah.
just the fact that our pawn structure is so much weaker than our opponents, I'd be looking to probably try to castle queenside sometime soon.
Yeah, same. You also might have, I don't know what to do with the dark square bishop, but you try to get a knight to e4. You have to make sure that I would also play h6. I would look at that at some point with these two knights there. But
Yeah.
that's going to be a weak square. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty comfortable as black. So this was if they play f3.
Yeah, that was all if they play f3. Hey, thanks for the follow. Sorry that my latest stream overlay isn't updating. I don't know why it's not doing. I had some issues with my account login earlier and it was being stupid. But thanks for the follow.
Should we do some Caro-Kann? Do you have some
Yeah,
more
hang
London
on one
stuff?
sec.
Yep, go for
Hang
it.
on one sec. Chess player just threw. So this was all supposed to be what to play against the London. So we can review some actual London stuff too if you want. Um, Bishop G. So he's saying on move 7, Bishop G4, E4, E6, E takes, Bishop E2, Bishop E6. Interesting. Knight GF3.
What if what if
He just said that that's a common line.
is this bad? Oh, that's a common line. Knight
Yeah, so
takes
what you just
is
played,
not
Knight
good.
takes doesn't work because of this.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, definitely pawn takes. Bishop e2.
Thanks for the follow. Bishop E2, GF3, and now yeah, Bishop E7, castles, castles. And here we just have a nice position. I mean, this you can play chess from here.
Oh my god, man.
Honestly,
Um,
with either side.
I didn't put chess on my forgot to put the category on my Twitch. All right. Well, that explains some
That's
things.
funny.
Um,
That's funny as shit. That is so funny.
sorry, I mean my Twitch is pretty tiny anyways. Okay, so
I just swapped to board 3 for a fresh board to do some Caro-Kann stuff.
I would like for the Caro-Kann, because if anyone plays the Caro-Kann, you need to know this line, like flat out. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen it. So I'll let you play as black. Well,
100
I'll just,
followers.
and I'm trying to remember now too the how I play against it with the Caro-Kann, but the two knights was the two knights defense, or whatever, two knights attack.
Yeah.
It goes like this.
Uh,
You
the
seen
main
this?
line. Yeah,
Uh,
this is the main line.
yeah, except there's
Oh,
that.
this
Yeah,
trap.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people see this, right? But the trap also continues because, you know, there's mate. But if they don't, what is it? If they play, what are they supposed to play here?
G6 is technically the top engine move.
Okay, G6, and then after bishop C4 laying the trap if they don't tank, and they play E6, I think you go back, queen back to E2, and if they play the wrong move here, it's also mate. So if they go like, which is pretty natural, knight D7, you have that sack, and you're getting mated. And this is like, those are good to know about for sure. And you also have the same trap if instead of bishop f5, you have knight f6, queen e2. Same thing. What is it?
It was a move. It was a move back. Are you
It might
making
be
fun of me?
what?
Are you making fun of me? I played this in a tournament game, bro, and I got mated.
Oh,
I got mated in 6 moves in a fucking tournament game in this position. Yeah.
uh, yeah. I've never actually gotten this mate. I have gotten the mate I just showed you, especially like from 1,000 to 1600. I can't even. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. You can do some Caro-Kann stuff. I want to see. I have checkmated so many people for free with that.
So
Let's see.
I play knight f6 in this position because I like to play the Tartakower.
Right, knight f6. Hold on. Knight f6. Play knight f6. Because here the trap actually still continues. And it starts with queen e2. I'm trying to remember it. I have it saved somewhere. Not that, right? Because that's very bad. If they grab, I think it's if black grabs, queen takes. What is the computer wanting here? Knight d7. Yeah, knight d7. They often do that. Knight d7 to go knight. Well, I mean, it's really stupid and cheeky, but you have the same thing. You're just like, okay, take my queen. And then you have the same mate threat. But there's the same idea, basically. You get this queen on the open diagonal as white. So, like, if you're a Caro-Kann player, you have to be careful about all these potential traps. Because if they... trying to think how it goes. Here... Where are we? Here, here... And if they don't take, they go here. Same, no, this doesn't work here. What are we supposed to do? This might be bad. Don't listen to me. I don't remember, but there's the same idea where you sack the knight, and it's forced mate as well.
There's a ton that are like that after queen e2.
Yeah.
What I've been playing that I wouldn't mind finding a better move for is after queen e2. Okay, it likes after knight takes e4, queen takes e4. I've been
C4.
playing queen d5.
Yeah, you get that a
Knight,
lot too. Queen d5.
but it likes bishop e6 right now.
That
Knight
is
d7 is
so
best,
weird.
says
Bishop
Packer's
e6.
Pack.
Bishop
So
e6.
yeah, that's what the engine says right now.
That's like
So
the
Packer's
ultimate boss
Pack
move.
in chat is throwing knight d7 is best, and it's definitely the top played move, but it scores very poorly for black. So just to follow the most common move played on chess.com after bishop c4, knight f6, knight e5. Oh, this is the
It is
top
the top
played
move.
move. Yeah,
I mean, might as well. Like,
e6.
the thing is, I did a video on this, and on traps, if it's not a bad move, if you're laying a trap, but it's still a good move, like, play it, because you never know. A lot of people
Yeah,
think that if you're playing a trap, it means that, oh, if they don't fall for the trap, it's bad. No, you shouldn't play a trap, especially, I think, at our ELO. You should not be playing traps if they're just bad unless they fall into it, because they're not gonna. Like, most of the time, they're not going to.
right.
But this is the
So
top move.
now we've broken off from a couple sidelines, and this is actually starting to score pretty well for black. So this is definitely a good thing for me to keep in my back pocket. Thanks, Packers Pack.
Interesting. So
For
what here? Bishop e3. What
yeah,
if...
bishop.
But here, like, if you're, because I could see this potentially happening, let's just say, for some reason, because they don't want to go bishop d7, that's where the trap could continue. You have to be careful, because if you play bishop b7, yeah, you have knight takes. It's the same tactic. If you
Yeah,
make one wrong move, you have to be very careful.
right. So the best move
Queen
here,
c7. Yeah, that
queen
looks like a good
c7.
move. But especially if there are, like, lower lower elo players, this is really useful to know, because I think a lot of players as black will not see that.
b5 bishop d3.
It's good to know about.
So Packers Pack, you're saying with black? You're saying with black, yeah. No. With white, he's saying his common ideas in this position are to go for a4, b3, bishop d3, bishop b2, and just line up the laser beams. Yeah, that sounds unpleasant.
Wait.
He's saying with white he likes to do that.
What, can we play that out? At what point do we do that?
Well, he's just saying those are his ideas in the position. He's not giving a specific line.
Okay. So wait, so a4. You said bishop back, like bishop back, or are we?
Yeah, probably bishop back, so that
Bishop.
way you could play
You can get the dark square bishop.
bishop d3, not bishop b3. Oh, I'm sorry. Bishop d3, not b3. Oh, he's saying he likes to play this.
Ah,
And okay.
yeah, that looks not bad. And then what? B3, bishop b2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know that this bishop is gonna, the light squared bishop is gonna get kicked around. You know that they're gonna start trying to play a5 and just march those pawns down.
This is fun. I have like some of the strongest chess players that like follow my Twitch or YouTube are in my chat right now. Just basically like,
Great.
no, do this, no, do that. I'm like, yes, yes, bring it. I love it.
So,
Do everything at once.
but this is all a variation of the two knights, right? This is if they're
Right.
playing the
So
two knights,
then
and they don't often. I don't often get that.
when I do, I never know what to play though. I'm just playing out the top line real quick. Yeah, and I mean, now that development's finished. Okay, so c3 apparently scores very poorly here for black, and c3 is scores very poorly for white, and c3 is a very natural move for white in the Caro-Kann, so I'm just kind of curious, like,
Couldn't they just
interesting.
immediately, is b4 a move?
The top one here is bishop f4, probably just to counteract our battery,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've got, yeah, it's getting split pretty evenly here, a5 to try to go a4,
Mm-hmm.
now c3. Yeah, play here is pretty natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is cool. Yeah, this is all in the two knights because I personally like to play the Tartakower when I can. Like, I love these positions. It's very rare that I get them nowadays. It's more common that I play against
Let's
Queen
go over
E2.
this. Yeah, because I actually don't get this a lot. I don't remember what I play against two knights, and I've gone over the Tartakower a little bit, but
You're saying you want to review the Tartakower?
yeah, if
Okay,
you want
yeah.
to.
I'm more than happy to explain this
Bishop
position. I love this
b7,
position.
bishop d6, right? Something like that.
So, usually what happens here is white will play d4, and we want to castle as soon as possible because if we're able to play queen e8 with rook e8 with tempo, then absolutely. So we go bishop d6 first,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll usually go bishop d3, and then we will castle. They'll castle, so that way we're not playing queen, or I keep saying queen. We're not playing rook e8 with tempo. And now we pin the knight.
Yeah,
And if they ever play
looks natural.
h3, it's important that we don't trade. The
Okay.
knight is very. The Tartakower is usually out of the classical line and not the two knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it transposes back and forth. But I think what I just played out was the classical variation.
Yeah, I think so. I was looking at that
So
the other day.
bishop h5 is the move here, and play here is pretty natural for black. Apex was actually just talking about this in a position he just had not that long ago. It seems like we all play the same openings,
Dude, the
but
Caro-Kann is so, it's so
it's fun.
fashionable right now. It's solid.
Yeah, it's so much fun. C3, and we're already scoring so well for black.
Mm.
Um, but your general
C3.
ideas with black are to go knight d7, rook e8. Your knight can go back to f8 a lot of times, either to defend the h7 square or remobilize through g6 or e6,
Okay.
you should treat your extra f pawn like cannon fodder. If you're able to, like, let's say that they start pushing their kingside pawns for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
you have an extra pawn there. There's nothing that they're ever going to really be able to do
Mm-hmm.
unless you're not paying attention that screws you over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just these kinds of moves that is very natural in the chart to
Yeah.
counter. So hope that helps.
Yeah, because I actually don't like again, I haven't been playing the Caro-Kann for that long. I was actually playing Scandinavian before, and I don't like when I get into these positions, sometimes I just don't like it because I get to this point where I'm like, well, I don't know what to do other than just start launching pawns down the queen side board, the queen side of the board, but that's good to know about the knight maneuver. I would go knight d7, but I think sometimes I was going like knight b6, and sometimes that worked, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
What else?
Yeah, so what else in the Caro-Kann?
Yeah, what else do we
I
want to...
think one thing that's really important to mention to the audience is in the advance, the bayonet
Yeah,
or
you
the
gotta go
tall variation.
h5, right?
You gotta you gotta know this. I mean, I like to play h6 here myself,
You both
but
really? Because I thought h6
yeah.
was a mistake here. That if they go this line, you had to go h5. Oh, but it looks like it's still equal. Okay. I
Um,
thought there was a reason why h5 is supposed to be played and not h6.
there are other positions where it's helpful, but depending on what happens, I don't. Yeah, I really like h6 here. It's pretty common among this line and other lines in the Caro-Kann.
Yeah, but I thought that I'm just I'm just curious because I know that
So
other main line, you often do h6. Uh, but I thought that with this one, there was a reason it had to be h5. But
yeah, so
basically,
this is
why does the computer say, for example, why does the computer say h5? Oh no, it says, well, let's see. No, you're right. H6. Wait, here, yeah, it's h6.
pretty closely matched.
This is just going into, yeah, okay, this is mainline, right? And then what is it? Knight
So
f
that they usually play g4 here,
g4, bishop
A-
h7.
and then yeah, bishop. Okay, so the top line is actually to go back, or the most common played is bishop d7. Just not even playing into any of
Oh,
that.
right.
I usually play bishop e4, like the chat said, to induce f3 and then go back to
Yeah.
h7. In which case, a lot of times they'll play e6, and then this is a really important move to know for black. Um, it's really common in a lot of famous Garry Kasparov games to sacrifice this e-pawn like this for positional play. You need to know queen d6 here. If
Okay.
you play like anything else, it's like really, really hard to get good play.
I've faced this
Basically, the
before.
idea,
It's, yeah,
yeah,
that e6 move is brutal.
yeah,
Sorry.
e6 is tough.
So queen d6. First of all, it stops that bishop coming from. Ah, yeah, but then
Yeah,
I've played this
e
line before.
takes, king takes, and yeah, the idea is after say bishop d3, like the queen just really just helps hold everything together.
Don't you have...
Um, so e5 is the most commonly played move here. The engine wants it's just throwing zeros everywhere. That's so funny. Knight f6 is a option here. After takes, rook takes. Basically, we're already not castled. We don't care if we have to recapture this with the rook. In a lot of
Right.
cases, it might be helpful. At least I've found it to be.
This
But
is interesting.
even knight d7 in this position, even bishop takes is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, chat's saying an early knight f6 might get you into trouble. It depends, you know. Like if you're,
Well, wouldn't
you
they? I
know,
mean,
if g5
G5? Yeah,
happened,
G5 looks kind of sketchy.
g
5,
takes,
she takes.
h takes. Here we have queen g3.
Is that the
So,
only move? So
um,
H takes,
yeah,
and then that's
definitely.
the only good move. Yeah, so that's important to know. You
Yeah.
have to find that, otherwise, like, this is not comfortable. That pin.
Yeah, a little bit. Queen d2, queen g2 check is winning the rook,
Is it?
and then
What
you're
about
up in
knight
exchange. Oh,
92?
sorry. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
92.
92. Now it's bishop takes.
Okay. Yeah, bishop take. Oh. Uh.
I'm just following the top engine line for a minute.
Oh, wow. Queen takes G5, maybe?
Yeah, and
This
now
is
we're not losing the
wild.
piece anymore.
This is
Yeah,
like, this is like not what you usually sign up for by playing a Caro-Kann.
yeah. So, well, there you go.
Okay.
JB, an earlier knight f6 might be okay. And that's the exact reason why. Yeah, g5 isn't even the immediate top
So
move,
Queen
but
D6.
it's very common to be played. So let's just say that they play, let's say we play something more natural here, like knight d7. Knight d7. It wants f4. It wants blood.
Really too
Queen
bad that we can't.
e6 check.
Wow.
This wow, this is insane. Nobody plays queen d6 in my rating, so I get all the fun as white. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. I got roasted by this one time, and the queen d6 is only really important in positions where your bishop is on h7. Like, let's say for whatever reason you're able to keep your bishop parked on g6, then obviously this doesn't like isn't as scary, and you don't necessarily need to play queen d6 because you can recapture with your bishop. But yeah, in this position, knowing queen d6 is like super important. So this is where we were, and after f4, queen e6 check, king f2, it was saying, wow. So now in this position, this is a little bit sketchy. After f5, queen d6, knight h3, supporting g5 next turn,
Sorry, I
e6. I
interrupted.
mean, it's just nuts. Basically, like, I think what you should take away from this position is that after this, you're going to have to calculate your ass off. I mean, like, just plain and simple. Like, white is going to come after you, and it's not necessarily better for white, but, like, you're playing on the back foot for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Packers asked if I considered learning any other openings for some variety.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
yeah, like,
Uh,
go ahead.
yeah. I would love some suggestions from you, Packers Pack, chess player, JB, anybody that's still in the chat. Like, if you, I would thought about trying to learn now that Chess Bra is starting a Taimanov Sicilian speed run. Like, shit, I might try the Taimanov. I tried the King's Indian defense for a while, but
Mm.
I couldn't get any normal positions in the King's Indian. It was always like super early bishop g5 stuff that ended up in kind of like a more open position that I just didn't have any familiarity with. Um
Plus, with what we're doing with like an elo climb to 2000, you just got to know that
Yeah.
if you change openings, you're most likely going to drop some elo, because it takes some time to, depending on what the opening is. I took a huge hit when I started playing the Caro-Kann and I switched up from the Scandinavian, because at least with the Scandinavian, I often knew it slightly better than my opponent, but I'm
Yeah.
still losing a lot just because I'm not that comfortable with the Caro-Kann. I don't know the theory well enough.
So I think that the tall variation is a good thing to learn. And just so you know, Wesley, what Packers Pack just suggested is the four nights Sicilian. So I
Four
don't know,
Knights
maybe we could
Sicilian.
look into that just for some fun, just for some shits and gigs.
Four Knights
Um,
Sicilian. Okay.
yeah, I don't know anything about it, so that and the French Queen's Gambit declined are very compatible. Yeah, I've been digging the semi-Slav, honestly. Like, I'm excited to learn more about it, but just some of these lines that I get in like the anti-Moscow variation, like some of these positions that I've been getting are so much fun. I mean, like this is okay, so what is the I
Never played
remember my
this.
coach telling me about the Botvinnik Packers pack. What is the Botvinnik variation in the semi-Slav? Because like don't play H6. So in this position, what do you play?
Is it just 97? Bishop E7?
Oh, just take C4 here.
Oh, yeah, and then you play, what is it, A6? Let them take and then. Or no?
I'm just playing the moves that as he's throwing them. E5. Oh, yeah, H6, yeah, and it's this big forced line, right?
Whoa.
Bishop H4, G5, and now it's very similar to what I'm saying though. Oh wow, engine saying knight takes G5, H takes G5, bishop takes G5.
Yeah, that's pretty uncomfortable.
Similar but very different. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's definitely very different from what I just said. Because with what I just said, we're actually able to get some mobility with the knight in that position. No.
I would not like that position as black.
Yeah, this one's been a lot of fun for me.
Interesting. I haven't played this one.
But it's very common at our elo I'm finding because very few people are playing E3, which is like the Moran, I think it's called.
Hmm.
And that's because like nobody likes to close in their bishop, right?
Right.
So a lot of people are playing this, which leads to either, what Packers Pack suggested is the Botvinnik or this anti-Moscow that I was showing earlier. But oh my God, it's so much fun. If you ever play this position, like you're getting your bishop on B7, playing C5 no matter what, getting your pawn set on A5 to defend anything weird against this pawn, and you can end up just kind of like getting your bishops going nuts on this side of the board. You already have your pawns going down the board on that side. It gets very sharp and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, we're not talking about the semi-Slav tonight. We were talking about the Caro-Kann.
What gives you the most trouble? Have you analyzed your games to see what you're losing to the most?
Yeah. So I struggle with the most the fantasy and the Panov.
I watched one of your videos. You faced a fantasy. And
Yeah, so I've learned the fantasy quite a bit since then.
mhm,
I'm feeling pretty comfy with it. So after
move
F3
takes
takes, the main
e5.
line is here. This is all the main stuff. And here, C3 is a main move. I mostly see castles, and after knight
Yeah.
F6, engine's throwing zeros, but it's far from that, practically speaking. Bishop D6 now, because we're defending the pawn. C3 is very common, reinforcing the center. And then here, the engine wants H6, but the t most common move in the database is to castle.
Yeah, I would
So
just
if we
castle.
castle, yeah.
I don't know about you, but
But if you play like this, it's gonna get you out of the opening, which is the scariest part about the fantasy, honestly.
yeah.
Like if you're able to castle, usually like you can get a normal game going from there. But
Hmm.
like there's a lot of kind of tricks. Like if you don't play knight d7 and let's say you play like knight f6, you can see the engine's already going nuts
Yeah.
because of this
Hi, Pandaroo.
situation.
Van Wheel. Wait.
Yeah.
Van der Wheel Shirov attack versus Caro-Kann, so I can confuse my opponent myself. Do you
Huh.
know that one? Van der Wheel Shirov
No.
attack. What is that?
Nah.
What are the starting moves for that?
In the Panov, don't be afraid of playing bishop e6, g6.
Bishop e6.
I'm gonna put some of this on the board.
Yeah.
So the main move here is um knight f6, right? Yeah, knight f6 first. Knight c3, knight
e4,
knight
c6.
c6. I usually will play this and then knight f3 and then e6 is very common. After bishop g5 takes c4, many players play a4,
Okay, we
allowing
can
you to play bishop e4.
Pandaroo. We can maybe look at that in a second. I'm curious, but isn't that just d5, e5? Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second. I'm curious. This is doing the Panov.
Yeah, the Panov. Don't be afraid of playing bishop e6, g6, and bishop g7.
Bishop
Yeah,
e6.
so that's definitely one of the main ideas in the Panov is just to fianchetto your king side, and it scores very well. Like in this position, instead of closing in your light square bishop, you can leave the position without playing e6, and then after c takes, taking with a knight is actually like pretty common. Queen b3. This is a reason why a lot of times you don't want to pin the knight
Hmm.
and then go e6 against the Panov because they've mobilized this c pawn early. The same thing that we saw like in the London positions where the b7 b2 pawn is weak.
Hmm.
They can have this kind of an idea. So now
Yeah.
we have knight takes c3. So of course he's hitting the knight. So knight takes c3. Bishop c4. Oh God.
Can you not play knight a5? Does that work in this position? You know, like sometimes, like in the is it the Evans
Now it's
Gambit?
check.
No, I
It's
know, but
check.
in that, like in the Evans Gambit, that's the line you're supposed to play. No, it doesn't. Okay, it does not transfer over. In the Evans Gambit, you do that because they'll take it, but then they end up. I don't think they lose a piece, but it's the same idea. You're like, all right, go ahead and take that, and then once they do, they actually can't keep the queen on the same diagonal to protect the bishop, so they get into some trouble.
Right.
That doesn't work here. Don't listen to me. Go.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, it looks
So
Pandaroo. It looks like mainline, and then it differs because bishop f5, knight c3,
interesting. This is like the main
e6.
continuation from there. Castles. There's still like 200 games in the database in this position.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
Queen d5, bishop e3. Do we finally get to play bishop g7? No, because apparently you need to play f6 here. What the hell? No, white is just crushing in this position. Where did we go wrong?
I'll come back to this.
Yeah, the Panov in general just scores so well. Hold up, let
I
me mute this channel for a little bit.
also have me trusty modern chess openings right here. I was going over this the other day. Oh, what do you know? I literally had my bookmarker on the Panov attack. Knight f6.
So scoring best here is e6, which
Ugh,
feels weird.
I hate that. That's why this makes me not want to play the Caro-Kann. Moves like e6. Uh,
Yeah.
what does the? I guess can you get the bishop to a6? What do you do with that light square bishop? That's why I do not like the Caro-Kann a lot of the time.
So what Packers Pack is saying, just don't even play knight c6, and he's right. This is scoring better. If you go g6 right away here, or bishop e6, that's hilarious. Bishop e6 is a move in this position.
Why not? G6 looks okay to me too, though. Just switch things up. I bet that
Yeah, I
it's not
think
played as much.
g6.
And you just don't play. Yeah, I don't like playing knight c6 in these positions. Uh, I've gotten this quite a lot recently. I've misplayed the Caro-Kann after knight c6. They get the pin, and then I screw it up. Okay. Wow. This is top computer line, or is this just the?
Oh, you know what? I was just reviewing this in a course or on a in a study on Lichess, and yeah, this is like a very, very, very common way to play. And if you, yeah, engine's already throwing zeros pretty much. Oh, that's weird. Oh, sorry, I left Wesley's camera's gone. There he is.
I'm gone.
Not your
I'm
camera,
back.
but your little circle. Bishop e2, knight bd7. Play continues, and basically we're winning the pawn back.
Knight d7, knight b6, stuff to get the pawn back. Knight d7, knight b6. Yeah, looks like that. Oh, whoa. Knight b6 because it also shuts down the queen a little bit.
Yeah,
Here,
this is a cool line. I like this. Instead of going knight c6.
that's what I.
It's going to be
Yeah,
hard to remember this, though. It's going to be so hard for me to remember this. I play knight c6 like so instinctually in these positions.
I'm gonna go for it. Honestly, if I see this, that's what I'm gonna go for. So we're supposed to play. If we play g6 here and then queen b3, right?
Yeah. And then like this is the most played continuation where your knight goes through d7 to
Do
b6.
we actually end up winning that pawn back? That's what I'm curious about. Or are we sacking a pawn?
We're sacking a pawn.
But it is
I don't see a
positionally.
way to, yeah.
I feel like it's
And
more
engine's
uncomfortable.
giving point two here.
Okay. And then rook e8. Hmm.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so that's a cool line to play against the Panov. So we reviewed the fantasy, we reviewed the Panov. Um, One thing that's worth talking about is the exchange and specifically what happens after, let's say, this kind of a
Yeah, we
position.
should do this because I've been getting a lot of exchange lately and not necessarily been playing it well.
So against C3, it's getting really trendy to go E6 and then let's say
Bishop F4.
yeah, bishop F4.
That's
No, I played this wrong. I played this in a way that didn't make sense. Basically,
whenever I see
what
speed
you're
ornaments of
wanting to
people,
do.
all they do is play exchange. Yeah, I would say the exchange, Pandaru, the exchange is definitely what I see the most. Yeah.
Let's let's say that they go. I can't even make up a good position. I'm trying to think about when it happens to me. It happens to me all the time. But basically, if you're playing the exchange, and let's say that they spend less moves, a lot, or sorry, I'm already resorting back to my old ways. I'm getting a lot of
What?
positions like this.
Remind me what we do with the light squared bishop here. Does he just go
Yeah.
to D7?
No, yeah, I'm wrong. Just completely ignore me. I can't even freaking think about a way that this makes sense. Um,
Oh, there is. Can I show
and
one thing too after this?
yeah, basically what I'm trying to get at, just to illustrate the point, is let's say this kind of a position. I know that the way that we reached this made no sense, but stick with me for a second.
Go for it.
Basically, there's a lot of situations that are trendy in the exchange nowadays is putting your knight on e7 instead of f6. So that way, if there's any pins on it or anything like that, you can support it this way. And if you notice what we were talking about earlier, resurgencing here is we're in a Carlsbad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're already supporting the idea to go f6 and e5
Mm-hmm.
with both of these pieces supporting this and this pin also supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, none of the pieces are in the way if we want to go for a minority attack. And I've
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of games recently in positions very similar to this.
So that's
Not
what you've been
exactly
doing.
this one.
You've been doing 97.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that
yeah,
because I
well,
think a lot of the counterplay that white gets is with those pins. At least in
yeah,
my experience, I it's the frickin' pins.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So there have been a lot of situations lately where I've been able to basically the idea is before you play knight f6, you go e6 first, bishop d6, and then knight e7
Okay.
or knight g e7.
I mean here,
And
what if okay, so because I would think to play bishop d6 just to take control of that diagonal before they do, before white does. Of course, they
right.
could have played that before playing c3. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't know. If I'm white here, I'm not playing c3 right away. I'm going with an immediate bishop f4. But is that bad? Or do we just
Yeah,
like
because it loses a pawn.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's good to know. So they have to play c3, then bishop d6, and then knight e7, something like that.
And there's a lot of times that for some reason people that play white in these positions will just like let's say they go here, they play rook e1 all the time like for no reason. Like it's not doing anything. But it happens to me all the time that they'll just play rook e1
See,
and their minor pieces are still undeveloped.
here, I don't know if it's probably not possible, but here I go for the throat. If I see that this is happening, and I actually had a game recently where they just had nothing developed on, it was all, every piece was on the queen side, and I got a really
Hmm.
cool attack going because it's like, what are these pieces doing over here?
Right.
Plus, doesn't
Yeah.
this just kind of, well, would you go 97 here?
Yeah. 97 is the
97
idea that I was kind of trying to illustrate,
e4
where
is
you
white.
can go for like a center pawn push
E4.
because it's a Carlsbad. Um, but the engine is saying knight f6 in this exact position, knight f6 or queen c7, because you could obviously take, and then this pawn could be hanging at the end.
Right. I would think to
And
go
it's
queen c7 here. Yeah, it looks really natural for me. I like that pressure.
this is also another really common move to play in the Caro-Kann in general, because you're getting on this semi-open C file, which with the rook behind it, going for that minority attack that we were talking about,
Right.
flows really well into this type of position. But
Pandaru, what rating are you at if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, the Ponziani. I don't I haven't seen that in a long time.
Ponziani.
Yeah, I'm asking someone in my chat what they play, and they said e4 is white, Ponziani. Ponziani can definitely be a
What
pretty
is that?
solid.
This? Yeah, the
Yeah,
Ponziani.
because it's like playing against black, playing against the Sicilian. The Alapin is just deadly, and I love playing um, the Alpin. I played the delayed Alpin, which is basically this setup. It's the knight f3 and then c3. It's just so comfortable, and there's some traps in there. Okay, yeah, so
Oh,
it's very
yeah, I
similar.
never play e4. So what the real question is, what do you play in the advanced? Do you play c5 or do you play bishop f5?
I play bishop f5.
Yeah, that's what I normally play too.
I play bishop f5.
Yeah.
I play bishop f5. I also So the thing is, I try to reason a lot of the times when I'm playing with the Caro-Kann, I'm not as booked up as I could be or should be with the Caro-Kann. So I'm also just using like my general what I've learned. I had a chess coach that helped me, and I try to just use some of those principles. Like, okay, I don't want this bishop locked in. I want it on this nice, sweet diagonal, and if I can keep it alive
Right.
without losing it to the knight, I'll try to do that. Yeah, this is something I. This is what I go for more often than not. It'll be tons of positions like this, and then I'm
I get this position a lot. Like a lot, a lot. And then in this position,
Ponziani.
a
I get
lot
this
of
all the
times,
time
yeah, a lot of times what you'll see is knight g e7, bishop g4,
versus C5.
h6. Okay,
Oh,
so the
like a
top book move is bishop g e7, or knight g e7, knight c3, knight c8. What?
yep.
Knight
This is
c8,
theory. This is like some. I was looking at this the other day.
bishop e3, knight b. No, bishop e7 first, trying to castle.
E4
Okay, this
C6
is a cool idea to play. I mean, normally in this position, I think I would go queen b6,
C5 D takes.
which isn't as good. After knight c3,
We
bishop.
can.
It really likes bishop g4 in a lot of these positions.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You go Bishop G4. We can look at that in a second, Pandaru. I have someone in chat that's saying they against if you play an early C5.
Yeah, take the board, man. I've been doing stuff all
Okay,
night.
fine. Okay, hold on. Let me see. So advanced,
Actually, give me
intermediate.
1 second. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Go for it. C6, D4, E5, C5, D takes, D takes, knight C6, knight F3, knight F3, bishop G4. But where am I? Bishop G4, C3, knight takes C3. c3. Knight takes e5. This, well, I mean, c3. The only thing here that I would say is that it looks like c3 is just already kind of a bad move because it just... Oh, hold on a sec. What's going on here? Oh, right. It's this thing. And then we have to give up our queen. Bishop takes king over, and then it actually says c6. What? I don't know how to use this engine. c6? What is going on? Is this okay? So let's see. C3. Okay, so that is actually a decent. Da, 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 da. I'm trying to c3. Knight takes. Bishop takes. Okay,
What do we got, boss?
it's a trap.
Oh, thank you.
Does this look familiar to you? If an immediate c5 takes knight c6, which is pretty logical, then you pin c3, and then obviously if they take, it's very bad because of this. You're giving your queen back. But what I do not get this bishop takes, king d8, c6. What am I reading this wrong? What's going on with my just king grabs, right?
I would just play knight 6 immediately. Or knight check. I would play like immediately here with white.
Yeah, why does the computer, why am I saying c6? I mean, it makes no sense, but yeah, this is very bad for black. I see what you mean. King d8, knight takes an f7, king takes d7. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't usually go for that immediate c5 though. I don't know. What do you play, KIWI? Austin,
No, I play
KIWI.
bishop f5 as well.
Bishop f5. Yeah. I
Yeah. Yeah, I play bishop f5 as well.
bishop
So I
f5, and
mean,
they're like equal, right? Just two different
yeah.
lines, but
Yeah, I like this has been like the main line forever because of what you said. Like it's very like principled,
mhm,
trying to get your bishop out of the pawn chain, closing the pawn chain.
mhm.
A lot of like the old lines or the main lines encourage a lot of these kind of principles.
Yeah. I prefer it. I
So,
don't know.
I feel like we've kind of beaten the Caro-Kann to death and opening theory. What do you think?
Yep.
So, how about we play a couple games?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Play some Blitz?
Yeah, Blitz sounds good. Dude, I still have to film my video for the day. I still have to, and I'm doing that alcohol, the effects of alcohol on, so I literally need to go out. I need to drink some wine and play some, like, slightly drunken chess for my fucking study that I decided to do. Blitz sounds
That
good
is
to
so
me.
funny.
Yeah, we'll
That is
see. We'll
literally
see.
so funny.
I play better. My peaks on all of my Blitz and Bullet have always been when I was like not trashed, but yeah, I'm gonna say I was definitely drunk and like. Okay, are we trying to we're not sticking to Caro-Kann London or anything. We can just do whatever.
Yeah, play whatever you want. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
I'm
It
gonna.
says Wesley needs to play is streaming
Yep.
when I play against
I
you.
get a lot of
How do you
people
have
that
that set up?
you put it on chess.com. I think you put your Twitch. Um,
Oh, cool.
and I get a lot of people that actually come onto the stream. It's kind of nice.
That is really cool.
Usually they're really friendly
Hey,
too.
thanks for the follow.
Oh, this looks familiar.
Open that train, high on cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. Trouble ahead, trouble
Does this work right
behind.
now? Let's find out.
Just crossed my mind.
I'm gonna put on some music too. The background.
Huh. I don't think that we really looked at this.
Well, I think we did, but we
No, I
did
think
kind of.
we looked at bishop e2, we looked at knight f3, and we looked at
Yeah,
I
that
don't
looks
know.
good. You're gonna go back.
I don't think it's as good in this position. But I'll play it.
Maybe not.
Huh. Well, that kind of makes me want to play this.
Yep. That looks like the way to go.
Out on the streets, that's where we meet.
We're gonna take some risks. Play some.
That's good. I like it when my opponents take risks.
I mean, I'm not gonna play boring. Yeah, that's what I like about Blitz. Do you play Blitz regularly, or have you been mostly doing just the rapid games?
Mostly just doing rapid. Yeah, you can tell, like, I'm 1750 rapid, but I'm only, like, 1500 max blitz.
Yeah, it's
hard. Because, like, when I play blitz, I really can't help but just, like, turn my brain off.
Yeah, well, that's usually when you play the best.
Too much cheaters in rapid, says,
Really?
chat.
I didn't know that.
I think there's cheaters everywhere in chats right now. Unless you're into that, he says. That's funny. I knew right from the beginning.
This was bad. Yep.
I also haven't gotten points refunded for a cheater in ages.
Yeah, it's been a little while for me as well. For rapid, I've never gotten it, I don't think. Okay, we're in some trouble here, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to give it all back.
So generous.
Okay, now I'm sitting forward in my seat. Now I'm paying attention.
Careful too. I like to flag if I know I'm in, but this is increments, so that's not really it's possible. Jeez. I have to be careful here. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. But you know what?
Please run out of time. Please run out of time.
I'm gonna... Luckily there's increment, but this is not good. Thought I could take on d5. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right.
Oh,
For
jeez.
me, not for you.
It's not so easy, though.
Shit. Hmm. Hmm. Shit. I'm telling you, man, I'm bad at chess.
This is Blitz. Ah. I don't want that. These pawns scare me.
Shit, man. Good game.
GG. Ooh, I thought that you tricked me there. I thought that there was no way for me to take that pawn.
I'll just resign. Man, that shit sucks. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if I could convert 100% of my winning positions, I'd be like 1,000 points higher rated.
Yeah, but that's Blitz. I mean, that's Blitz. Like, I've actually been really critical about Blitz recently because it's like, it's just so bad for getting better at chess. You know, it's really something that you should just play when you want to have a little bit of fun and maybe to practice some stuff. But like, I straight up would be so much better right now if I hadn't played so much damn Blitz and just played some, like... I think that you definitely would have had me there if this was if it was a slower time control. That was terrible. So I do another?
Yeah, for sure. Run it back.
Played a London there, right? No.
Yeah.
What happens if I play this? I think bad things happen to me. Let's find out. I purposely didn't want to play what we just went over.
Ah, fuck it. It's blitz, right? I think I just calculated a neat line. Nah, I just found a flaw in it.
Gotta see what happens.
Oh. I don't think that was the move. Thanks for the follow.
Mm.
Hmm. I ain't scared. Hmm. Very interesting.
Yeah, this is wild. Oh my god, this is too sharp.
I actually kind of want to analyze this. I'm literally just looking at the screen, thinking nothing right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing some things, and I have no idea what works and what doesn't. There's some really wild ideas here. Right. Oh shit.
Are you seeing something I'm not?
No. Yes. I think you had a free bishop there, unless I'm mistaken. There's just so much. This is a really tactical position.
Yeah, I
now.
think I did. This is what I saw.
Ah. Yeah. Yeah, this is losing, I think. But this is wild.
Huh. This is interesting.
No kidding.
This is how I know it's time for me to sign off coming soon, because I can't even think.
Yeah, this is... What am I doing? Either way, I'm losing a piece. That knight was hanging that whole time. I was trying to hold on to the knight, but either way, I'm losing a piece.
Oh my god.
That's why I didn't say
even
anything.
see that the...
Yeah, I didn't say anything
Oh my
earlier,
god.
but... Oh, Jesus.
Yikes, dog.
You know what? I'm just gonna... let's see here. God, I don't even know. I think my only shot here was sacking more material for some crazy... Yeah. Uh-oh. should have sacked material instead. No. Nah, this is... I have nothing here. GG.
GG.
That was all over the place.
Yeah, we played really well.
Play there again? Did we even play?
You played like a mirror line.
Yeah. So what I would, when I was playing against D5 against London, I was often just going for the A6, and then this doesn't work here, but you just get that B5 with tempo, and then you fiend shadow. But like my bishop's already out, so that doesn't work. I was playing total bullcrap there.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't even see that your knight was hanging. That's like...
Oh, there's probably so many things hanging.
I only had I had 2 misses, yeah. I had when you hung your bishop and I fell asleep. But I mean, like, okay, so what I saw was another tactic, you know what I mean? So sure, the hanging bishop was better, but like what I found, one material. But yeah, the hanging knight, just like blatantly hanging, nothing else going on, and going and attacking a piece instead was like, yikes, dog.
Yeah, okay, so knight d7 after you played bishop e5, knight d7 is not the move, but I was happy when I found knight d5. You know, when there's that idea where you both protect the pawn and you hit the bishop, and it kind of just centralizes my knight, but it also set up that bishop. When I got bishop b4 check-in, I was like, okay, we're good, but I have to be careful. Yeah, it was that terrible knight b6 move. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
And then you had the knight hanging. Yeah. Oh, I had a fork, but that doesn't really do much. Anyways, cool, man. Well...